I should just start leaving books around the house so I don't have to keep going back up and down the stairs to carry books. Welcome to Wonderland. It's Ari here, and today I am sharing with you guys my March to April TBR. I stopped doing monthly TBRs because I never always follow my TBRs. Also, ever since January, it is now March, ever since the new year began, I have been in this weird reading lull, slump, whatever you want to call it, mood. It's not a slump because I want to read. I, I want to read books. There are books I want to read. I want to read. But everything I pick up, it doesn't keep my attention. It doesn't keep me interested in the book. I can't seem to finish it, or I easily get distracted and end up binge watching Netflix or doing something else. And it's sad and it's tiring, but I want to read. There's so many good books I want to read. And then I want to reread books too. There are a lot of books I want to reread this year and re-experience and everything like that. So making monthly TBRs is kind of like a setup for failure because I don't always follow my TBRs, but saying March to April, giving myself a range, I don't feel as much pressure to do it. So I feel like I should start doing that from now on. So that's what I'm going to do. Give myself a range. Now, again, I may not always stick to this TBR. I might venture off and find something new. Who knows? I might wander into the library and a random book might pull me out of this weird reading-ish mood that I'm in. And it's not even something I even thought of picking up or whatever. But hey, we're here. So these are books that I want to reread between March and the end of April. So let's get into it. First, I'm going to start off with all the rereads. So I have all my lovely rereads, and they're all in lovely, lovely paperbacks. So the first reread is the book I'm actually currently reading, to be honest. I guess I should have started that off first. It's the book I'm currently reading, and that is Simon vs. the Homo Sapiens Agenda by Becky Albertalli. I am rereading this for like the billionth or umpteenth time before I go see the movie Love, Simon, which comes out March 16th, a whole 5 days after my birthday. I keep putting that out there because it's still amazing and I can't believe it. But this is now being a movie, and this is my lovely lender's copy paperback. This is the copy that I'm willing to take off my shelf, and I will not be entirely upset if it gets ruined in some way. I'm also willing to lend this book out to friends in case they want to read it, because they should read it. But this is my my lender's copy, and I have like 4 other copies upstairs that no one else touches. It's my favorite book, so I'm rereading it before I go see the movie, and I'm loving it all over again. Simon is so cute. I'm looking forward to the movie so much, just so much. Another book that I want to reread is Of Fire and Stars by Audrey Coulthurst. Her new book, Ink Mistress, comes out on March 6th, which is in like the next couple of days as I'm filming this. But it comes out March 6th, and it takes place in the same world as this book. This book is about a princess who is engaged to this prince, and she likes to dabble in a little bit of fire magic. And that is something that is kind of like, no. So she keeps it a secret, but while she is supposed to be marrying this prince, she ends up falling in love with his sister, and it's so cute. I love it. Great bisexual representation, if you haven't guessed already. So I want to reread this, and I definitely am picking up Ink Mistress. It is one of our Prideathon book club picks for the month of March. Yes, we have 2 book club picks for March in Prideathon this time, so I am excited. But I want to reread this. I definitely want to read Ink Mistress, and our second Prideathon book, which is Ivy Aberdeen's Letters to the World. I believe that is the title. I will link it down below for you guys to check it out. It sounds so cute and adorable, and I want to read that as well. But yeah. Next book I want to reread is My Lady Jane by Cynthia Hand, Brody Ashton, and Jody Meadows, otherwise known as the Lady Janies. This is a historical fiction retelling of Lady Jane Grey, the 9-day queen. She was queen for 9 days before she was beheaded. Up with her head. She was dead. So I want to reread this. I remember reading it when it first came out about a year or 2 ago. and I loved it. It was so funny. It was hilarious. Plus, even though it looks like a thick book and the size is slightly intimidating, I remember getting through this book pretty quickly and pretty fast and just laughing my butt off. And so I'm hoping that this might pull me out of the little weird reading funk mood that I've been in. But I do want to reread it, especially since their new book, My Plain Jane, comes out in June. And it's not a sequel to this book, it's more of a companion, but I still want to reread this book before I pick up the new book because they are awesome. So I want to read this. And then finally, I want to reread the Madman's Daughters trilogy by Megan Shepherd. This is the first book, The Madman's Daughter. The second book is Her Dark Curiosity. And the third book is A Cold Legacy. I want to reread this trilogy because I remember loving this book and I love the gothic atmosphere of this book. It's a retelling of the island of Dr. Moreau. So I really definitely want to reread this book. And I want to get back into Megan Shepherd. And even though her new book doesn't come out till later in the year, I kind of want to re-immerse myself in her writing. But this book has been on my mind for the past week and I started it and I like it, but I'm hoping that it keeps my attention and it keeps me going. It should because I love the book and I read it already, but at the same time, still, my mood is weird. Okay, so those are all the books that I really want to reread. Next are two books that I've started, but I would like to finish. Finish a book because they're good. There's nothing wrong with them. It's just that my mood has been putting my attention on everything but finishing these books. So the first book is actually a book that I unwrapped on my Instagram story a while ago. It's gone now, so you can't find it. But that is A Forest of a Thousand Letters by Julie C. Dow. I done this thing over the Christmas where I took all of my TBR books and I wrapped them up in wrapping paper, and I will unwrap them throughout the year to read books to kind of pull me out of my reading slump, to give me a palate cleanser, to just get books off my TBR, just all this other stuff. This was not original idea to wrap my books. I got it. I watched Tasha from Fairy Drugs, her channel. I watched her do it. I will link her down below in the video where she wrapped her books. And she got this idea from someone else. So I can't even tell you the original person who came up with this idea. But I unwrapped this book. I started it. It's pretty cool. It's really good. It is a retelling of Snow White, but from the Evil Queen's perspective with Asian main characters. So I like it. This is my advanced copy. I do have a finished copy. It's upstairs in my room, but because I like paperbacks, especially when I go out and I'm traveling or on the bus or on the train or whatever, I like having paperbacks. They're just more portable to me that way. So this is my advanced copy that I'm reading through, and it is actually pretty good, but I just need to finish it. And then my second is the Book Wonderland Book Club pick of the month of March, and that is The Bells by Danielle Clayton. This is a lush and beautiful, beautiful book. This cover alone makes you want to go out and buy it. It's beautiful. I took some really nice Bookstagram pictures with this book to announce that it is the book pick outside. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. But Danielle Clayton is a very amazing author. I read her other book that she co-wrote with Sonia. I can't pronounce her last name, but her other book, Tiny Pretty Things, was pretty cool. This book is about our main character, Camilla. She is a belle, and belles basically control beauty in the world of Orleans. And she wants to be the belle. She wants to be the favorite, and the favorite is basically the belle who takes care of the royal family and is the one to go to for all the new beauty stuff that is happening. And so she wants to be that favorite belle. And the story is just it's something. I think it's supposed to be a duology. I think, I am not exactly sure, but I started it and I would like to finish it. And it's also the book club pick for March for the Book Wonderland Book Club. So I definitely gotta read it. But again, my reading taste, my attention span has been just ugh, just nothing. And then at the same time, I want to read a hype book, and this book has been pretty hyped. It's gotten some mixed reviews, but it's also pretty hyped because I see it everywhere. And I have tried 3 times to read this book, but because of my mood and other book plans that I made when I tried originally to read this, I could not get into it for the life of me, and I really want to, and that is The Hazelwood by Melissa Albert. Again, this is my advanced copy because I like reading paperback copies. They're more portable, flimsy, and everything to me, and easier for me. I love paperbacks. But This book has been everywhere. And again, another beautiful and gorgeous cover that makes you just want to buy it. The finished copy looks so much more pretty. It's the same cover, but I mean, like, it's so much more. And you got to check out the end papers, you guys. I wish I had it with me, but the end papers are beautiful. Anyway, this is like a dark take on fairy tales, and I am super interested in that. I love fairy tales. I love retellings. I love all of that stuff. About this girl whose grandmother is an author of these famous dark fairy tales, but she dies on the Hazelwood, which is her estate. And around the same time her grandmother dies, her mother disappears. So now she has to go to the Hazelwood to figure out what is going on. And I see this book everywhere. I see it a lot. I've heard so many people say they loved it. A couple of mixed reviews on Goodreads, but I don't really focus on them so much. But I do want to read it. It is so hyped. And I've tried 3 times to read this book. And I don't know why. My mood hates everything. So, like, I want to read this. And then, remember when I said I wrapped books during Christmas to get through books on my TBR? I have 2 wrapped books right here. I use different colored wrapping paper. I'm probably going to do a video talking about wrapping the books and why I did this and all this other stuff and blah, blah, blah. So expect that sometime soon. But just in case I want to have like a mystery factor to be just like, read something, I could unwrap another book. I tried wrapping like 3 books at a time back in January, but that's when I first discovered I was in this weird mood. So I didn't read all the books that I unwrapped. So a couple of them I rewrapped and hid back in the stack of wrapped books. But when I finish this, and if I can't get into any of these others, I can always rewrap one of these other books. What I usually do when I can't choose between which pretty wrapping paper to unwrap, I do a poll on my Instagram story. So if you follow me on Instagram, you are always on the lookout for that. If you want to be on the lookout for it, go follow me on Instagram. That's linked down below. But I usually do a poll on which one to unwrap when I'm ready to unwrap one of these books. Last time this was picked because it was wrapped in a striped wrapping paper. So really, the next book I should unwrap is the polka dot one. But if y'all think I should really unwrap the little flowery one, you can tell me in the comments below, or look out for the poll when it's posted, if it's posted. So that is for me. So whatever these 2 books are, they might get read, they might not get read, but when they get unwrapped, that's going to be a fun experience because I don't know what either of these 2 books are. I'm trying to like look through the wrapping paper to figure it out, but I picked some pretty good wrapping paper, so I can't tell. I can't even tell. Like, I can't even tell. So, yeah. So that is it for my March to April TBR. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you guys are going to be reading in the months of March and April. If you're going to be reading any of the book club picks that I mentioned or any of the books that I mentioned, let me know. Maybe we can do a buddy read and help me get through some of these books and get out of this funk. Leave a comment down below about any thoughts you have about any of these books or whatever, which one you think I should read first. And be sure to follow me on all my social medias and my blogs and the book club links down below. So you can subscribe to this channel so you can get notified from when I post new videos. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to keep calm and keep reading.